Many Americans know Washington, D.C. as the heart of American politics, but beyond the towering monuments and marble buildings lie vibrant neighborhoods. Here, more than 700,000 Americans reside in the capital of democracy, denied full representation within it. To understand the political reality of Washingtonians, you have to understand the history of disenfranchisement that has shaped the city itself. Initially, D.C. residents were able to vote for the government as members of their former states, but with the Organic Act of 1801, Congress took control of the district, turning it into its own colony. Washingtonians no longer had a say in federal legislation, but for the time being, their local government remained. In 1867, voting rights were expanded to include African Americans, who made up a large portion of the city's population.
Black folks started getting elected. They could vote, and they started getting elected to the legislature, and it freaked people out. It freaked white folks out.
In response, Congress established a presidentially appointed government, further taking away the rights of D.C. residents.
100 years, there was nothing but 3 commissioners.
With D.C. under federal control, Congress began to use the city as a testing ground, experimenting with policies in the district years before the rest of the nation to ensure they wouldn't backfire. These policy experimentations have been largely disastrous, leaving D.C. to feel the brunt of their failures. Prohibition, as an example, was repealed 13 years after it was first implemented. In the 1990s, while the rest of the nation received treatment during the HIV/AIDS crisis, life-saving technology was denied to D.C. For a century, animosity towards the district's disenfranchisement grew. A robust statehood movement advocated for change, and in 1973, Home Rule was passed as a compromise between full representation and congressional control. But for many of the district's disenfranchised citizens, it became clear that Home Rule was cut from the same cloth as before.
Julius Hobson said, "Home rule, home fool," because he said, we're not going to be able to have it. Congress is still in charge of everything that we do, and they are still in charge.
I don't have a senator I can call up and petition to say, support this person or don't support this person. The way that laws get passed in DC is we go through our local legislative branch, which is the DC Council, and we would introduce a bill, have a hearing on it, debate it, and vote on it. So assuming that it passes, the mayor signs it, just like the governor would sign it. But then we have the additional step where it has to go through a review process by Congress. And the fact that they are trying to weigh in on every single issue out there absolutely has an impact of what we can and can't pass or what we move forward in advance.
The truth is, there is no good faith argument for disenfranchising over 700,000 people.
We are a colony of the United States Congress, and that means automatically we are second-class citizens.
Like the founders of our country, D.C. has its own grievances against colonial government. Foremost, our mayor lacks the gubernatorial authority to keep Washington's residents safe. Following the attack on our capital on January 6, 2021, Mayor Bowser did not have the authority to call in the National Guard when they were needed. Instead, she had to wait around, powerless over the safety of her city at large.
We will take over the horribly run capital of our nation in Washington, D.C., and clean it up, renovate it, rebuild our capital city.
D.C. is crawling with illegally stationed National Guard troops, hurting the city's businesses and scaring many of its residents during a time of peace. The primary anger of D.C. residents around statehood, though, relates to the economic impact of the city's disenfranchisement.
Congress decided to take about $1 billion of your local tax dollars and prevent the district from being able to spend them on the things we need. When they decide they want to try to overturn our laws or write the laws for us, again, they're not representing us.
Taxation without representation is still happening right here, right now.
Since the inception of the DC statehood movement, Congress has resisted it, trying to hold on to power for as long as they can.
H.R. 51 is not really about voting representation. It's about Democrats consolidating their power in Washington.
The killer is, it's okay for D.C. citizens to be denied the right to representative government. Shame, Congress. Shame.
The story of Washington is eerily similar to that of colonial America. It is deeply ironic that the same people who founded this nation inadvertently established their own colony.
This country was founded on the principles of no taxation without representation and consent of the governed. But D.C. residents are taxed without representation and cannot consent to the laws under which they, as American citizens, must live.
The injustices of taxation without representation and standing troops in times of peace were abhorred by the founders. Yet they've persisted centuries later. For the residents of D.C., these are not abstract principles of a lifelong past. They are lived realities. Ending them is a choice Congress deliberately avoids, shaping their laws, their budgets, and their lives without their consent.